You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Blake Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime. Woo, woo, woo.
Welcome back, episode 192 of the Last Man In podcast. Big show today with obviously playoff preview as the playoffs do start tomorrow, which has a lot of people excited, including myself. And actually, for the first time ever, all three of our teams are in the playoffs at the exact same time.
4 years it took.
It's true.
We did it.
Finally on the fourth year. So, playoff preview, of course. Talk about the Frozen Four that happened over the weekend. Some interesting firings and a potential signing going into the Metropolitan Division. The Sedin's final games were played this past week as well. Those are very interesting to cover as they almost had a storybook ending in Vancouver. And, of course, our final Fallen for Darlene. Fallen for Darlene.
Pauline for Darlene.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
But we, of course, have to start today's podcast with the awful tragedy that happened in Saskatchewan this past weekend involving the hockey team from Humboldt, Saskatchewan, the Humboldt Broncos. As far as we know of right now, 15 members of the hockey team, including their broadcast, play-by-play announcer, and one of their coaches, have passed away from this horrific crash. There are many kids that are still in the hospital recovering from injuries. Some are paralyzed, potentially will never walk again. And there's really nothing positive to come out of this story except for the way the hockey world's reached out. $7 million is what their current GoFundMe is at. And I'm going to get Cam to send a link out on Twitter, and I'm going to put a link on our YouTube page as well. If you want, at Last Man In PC is how you find us on Twitter. Last Minute Podcast is how you find us on YouTube, and there'll be links to those on those separate sites there to get to the GoFundMe page if you want to help out with the families and help this community out and rebuild. Just an awful tragedy and nothing really that can be put into words. But one of the best things, obviously, has been the outreach from the hockey community. The most recent one has been the new hashtag going around, which is Sticks Out for Humboldt, where everybody's just putting their sticks outside. And it all started with one broadcaster putting a candle and a stick outside with a headset over top to kind of commemorate the team. And it's just kind of taken off from there. So, really, it's something that you never want to see happen. But the way that the NHL, its players, and basically everybody has come together in this tragedy is showing you how strong people can really be. And then it started with the Jets, obviously. Jets and Blackhawks played Saturday night. They forgoed the normal tradition of wearing your name on your back and put Broncos on everybody's jersey instead. So everybody was a Bronco for a night. Many other teams having the Humboldt Broncos sticker on their helmet. And then the other cool thing with the Jets and Hawks is every player individually signed their jerseys and they're going to be auctioned off. Also, as part of the 50-50 for the Jets game, which I believe was over $100,000.
136 something.
Yeah, the 50% that would normally be given to the True North Foundation is actually going to the Humboldt fund that everybody's been.
It was about
supporting.
it was about 136,000 that they donated to. Terms, yeah.
I'm sick of talking, so you guys can weigh in if you want.
I only heard about it from you guys because I don't watch news. I don't hear about social media. So when Dan told me, I was like, what? Why would they be wearing Broncos on their name bars? And you guys filled me in. I searched it. That sucks. Like, there's nothing else to say about that. Like, it was how, like, was it at an intersection, I guess?
Yeah, they're still investigating. They don't know what happened, but yeah, it was at an intersection and
on a highway, obviously.
On the highway, they were on the way to their game that night, and the bus was hit by a semi. The front of the bus was hit.
but the bus was just completely torn apart.
Why?
The semi was flipped over.
If
Like
you
it
see
was high
pictures
speeds.
of the accident, it was bad.
To link it even closer to the Jets, one of their broadcast gentlemen, Brian Munns, actually was a play-by-play announcer for the Humboldt Broncos for 5 years.
That's where it started. That's where the sticks out thing started.
I did
with
not
Brian
know
Jones.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, one of the boys in the bus was from Winnipeg.
Yes,
He survived though.
He
He actually survived with relatively minor injuries, from what I understand.
minor, and he'll be able to walk away. And he
So he was very lucky, but a lot of other people.
But lucky
were not.
in that he has his health, but he's going to deal with this for the rest of his life.
yeah,
So
you don't recover from something
Yeah.
like this. Like
But his family has the peace and comfort to know
of course, yeah,
that
that's,
their
yeah.
son's alive, and
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, although from probably what I gather is he'd wish for one of his friends to have a life over him,
Well,
which
yeah.
is
Well,
the,
I mean,
the type of people.
In
these
hindsight,
people
you
are,
wish
right?
it just never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
What happens? Do the entire league?
I
at
think
this point, do they
they
just
just
end
shut down.
playoffs,
Like
right?
I feel like you should just shut down.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
they're still playing. I think they took a few days off, but I think they're resuming this weekend.
So Nipawin just wins the series, and
I
team they were
don't
playing?
know.
Yeah.
I just know.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I just know
yeah,
here in
right.
Manitoba, Selkirk, their team, they put out a thing saying their series resumes this weekend.
so
Okay,
Steelers.
so that'd be the MJHL, but this was
But,
the SJHL.
yeah.
So I don't know in Saskatchewan, but I'm assuming a lot of the other leagues did stop.
but yeah,
Yes.
I'm assuming some leagues stopped, but
Oh,
the
I just
Steelers
meant,
aren't
like-
in it anymore. It's the the
Alright.
finals for the MJ right now are the
It was-
Steinbach Pistons and
Sorry, it was Steinbach, not
and
Selkirk.
the Winnipeg Blues.
It was Steinbach.
But
sorry.
they're still like for the I think it's the RBC that the MJ like the Junior A plays for. I
Oh yeah,
still
because
think
it
they
was
need
the Anavic Cup, I think, or is that the old
they
guys?
Avco Cup is old guys or was WHA, but
No,
the Allen
Anavic.
Cup is old guys. I don't know what you're talking about,
Well-
but the Junior A one I believe is the RBC because the Talus Cup is the midget provincial midget one. So regardless, there's a Junior A championship. And I believe there's
Oh,
a team that needs to. Make
Anavic's the one where Saskatchewan plays Manitoba, and that representative goes to
Goes-
the RBC.
Yeah, so maybe because I feel like they'll still need to be an SJHL champion at some point. But how do you even crown that? Really?
Yeah.
Like this is.
I think that's
something
all a
else.
very minor issue in the.
Oh, it really
in
is.
the grand
It's-
scheme of what
it's
happened.
something that I don't think anybody really needs to worry about or be concerned about. It should be about this situation and just trying to mend everything and bring everything back to.
Well, Humboldt's won it
positive as
7
could be.
times, tied for most. Or they did win it 7 times.
Wow.
But, like, yeah, at that point, even as a league, like, I understand that you go forward, but, like,
How?
exactly. Like, not even just as a league, like, as an entire league. Like, can Canada Junior A, wouldn't you just at that point say, you can, I don't know, like, how do you even do that?
It's
I'm
tough.
sure it's
right?
not an easy.
Of course, yeah.
Decision
Like,
to
I'm not
make
saying,
because
like,
there's-
oh, it's despicable.
No, but
I don't think
I'm
there's
just
a-
saying that you have to look at it from the point of view of there's the tragedy, but then there's also
You have to just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part is life does go on, and you have to take. I'm not saying.
No, yeah,
but
we know.
the
We-
people in charge. I'm sure it's not an easy decision for them right now. I'm sure it hasn't been. I'm sure it won't be. I'm sure when the games do keep going, it'll be. I'm sure it'll be tough. I don't remember something this tragic happening in Canada in a long time. Like this is
Not
huge.
to this
Swift
level.
Current Broncos.
Like
yeah,
thi-
the Broncos and.
But I'm just talking I'm not talking sports. Like in general, this is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is it's been all over
Baseball.
the country. It's reached
MLB are doing moments of
It's-
silence, which is
it's reached Donald Trump. It's reached the Queen of England. It's reached Paul McCartney. It's
Wow.
reached. It's huge. It's
For lots of people who never heard about where Humboldt,
huge.
Saskatchewan ever was, which is kind
yeah.
of
When
like-
my mom said, "Oh, the Broncos bus," I'm like, Humboldt. Like I knew who Humboldt was, of course, but
Yeah.
that's because it's us. Like
Yeah.
we're, not us three, but like Manitoba. You know
You know the
I've
SJHL
heard-
teams.
Yeah, you know the SJ. You,
You-
know who has hockey
You,
teams.
can, you know
That's just-
Kindersley, Nipawin.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the total off the board, like Melville, Saskatchewan.
Melville millionaires.
Yeah.
yeah. Who's the millionaire in Melville? No one. Well, maybe I don't know.
But yeah, it's definitely hit everyone. And the thing is it's something that transcends sport because I think at some point all of us have been on some sort of bus ride,
Yes, who hasn't?
Like some sort of bus ride where it could easily happen. So it's not just with hockey; it's with anything, with sport, with music, with band trips, those types of things as well. Like it can happen anywhere, and like Dan said, it's been a while since this has happened, and in all reality, it's a blessing because this is such a rarity, and it's a good thing because really, with the amount of buses that are going, the amount of trips that kids go on, like. Like every year, my team goes on a trip. The team I coach, and like we take a bus. Like it's just the probability of it happening. It's crazy how rare it does occur, which is a testament to everything, and just shows how tragic it is when it does happen. Mm-hmm. One final note, not with Humboldt, but with another tragedy in the hockey world. Jonathan Petrie, who was known as the Butterfly Child, passed away. He was a super fan of the Ottawa Senators, was actually brought in by the Ottawa Senators, was tight-knit with the team, had a rare condition, and he passed away, and thoughts are with his family, and then definitely with the Ottawa Senators organization, who kind of brought him in as a testament to the fight that he went on. Like honestly, if you can find the feature of him on TSN, I believe it's called The Butterfly Child. It's so powerful what this kid goes through every single day. Cause like, I think essentially like he's got permanent burns on his skin at all times. And it like makes his life a living hell. Yet he still comes with a smile on his face every day. Yet we have the minimalist of problems, and we just completely fold, and this kid just had such an unbelievable spirit, and I think that was very contagious inside that Sens locker room, and holy hell what it would have been for them to have won a cup last year with him there as well.
It's been a rough year in Ottawa.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the tragedy with Erik Karlsson's son, there's
the Craig Anderson thing last year with his wife. There's
the turmoil, there's the turmoil with the team, but I mean, this is just personal stuff that...
Lunatic owner.
Oh, the owner who calls out on the biggest, grandest stage that you could have, calls out the fans for not filling seats in. That's incredible. Instead of passing a positive message forward.
It's you know what, it was a rough weekend with all of that, and the perfect cure is that the playoffs are starting tomorrow, and people can use that as a
coping method.
Well, something,
and a distraction,
a getaway,
something to pick their pick spirits up,
because you can still. You can find some excitement in it. I would have a very hard time thinking that there's not going to be reminders of this throughout the playoffs, which is great, of what happened in Humboldt or in Saskatchewan. So,
actually,
and that's a good thing.
Was on Instagram today. Nikolai Ehlers, he put a picture up. He was watching. I'm assuming it was a Danish hockey league game. But he had a picture of the TV, and they actually did exactly what the Jets did, the Blackhawks did at the beginning of the game. They lined everybody up around center and like staggered the teams, and it was for this tragedy. So it's gone all over the world.
Well, the hockey world is so interconnected, and we've all heard the Kevin Bacon six degrees of separation, where you were connected with everybody across the world by 6 degrees of separation. Or everyone's connected to Kevin Bacon by 6 degrees separate.
Yeah,
or everybody's within 6 degrees of bacon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a tender. Yeah, of course, I'm within 10 feet of it right now.
In all reality, it's when you have something as tight knit as what the hockey community is, and just what a tremendous response. So with that disappointment now done, let's get to the fun part, which is playoff preview, which means it's time to talk about our teams actually making playoffs.
We did it! There's going to be 3 Stanley Cup winners this year, guys. We're all sharing it. What do you think?
I don't want to see
Dan
Claude
doesn't
Giroux
like that idea. You don't want to see what?
Claude Giroux lifted.
Say that again?
I don't want to see
You're not
Claude
saying it
Giroux.
properly. You're not saying it's 101 point goal scorer. Claude Giroux. He
You know
did
what's
it.
great?
100 points.
Cam's wearing a fake Philadelphia Flyers
It's a
jersey.
real one.
It's a fake
It's a real.
Philadelphia.
I could show you.
It's
OG.
from-
Can we take a
The
minute to
OG
appreciate
real.
that he has a black Flyers jersey? That's going back a ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That was probably back
Second
when...
season, Claude Giroux.
There you go.
First season, what number
No.
did he wear? Fake fans, number 56. 56.
Cam's a real Flyers fan. The only thing is he took like a 2 or 3 year hiatus right in the middle of it from the Flyers. That's,
No, I
that's where it gets
didn't.
dicey.
He went back to the Jets.
That's where it gets
I didn't go
dicey.
back. No, I was never on the Jets. I
Yeah, you
visited
were.
the Jets.
No.
I didn't go, but you can't go back if you're never there the first time. We visited the Jets.
I'm pretty sure he revisited the Flames for a year.
Yeah, that happened.
No, we
too.
visited the Flames. The Flames were one, and then Jets came, and I was like, okay, Flames are 3 now. You're 3,
No, I'm thinking.
and Flyers were 2.
I'm thinking 2015 when the Flames made the playoffs.
Yeah?
And the
No,
Jets
and
made
then
the
Flames
playoffs.
came 1. It's switching. It's interconnected. It's,
ever
fluid.
changing.
It's fluid.
See,
I
like-
just want to say it's 101 point scorer, Giroux.
Yes.
Yeah, just want to say.
Yeah, we'll talk about
There's
him later.
3 players who get 100 points. One of them, Giroux. You know what that means? Hart Trophy winner, Giroux. Say it with me. 3, 2, 1. Hart Trophy winner, Giroux. None of you are saying it with me.
Let's try that again.
3, 2, 1. Hart Trophy winner, Claude
Taylor
Giroux.
Hall.
Claude Giroux.
Nathan McKinnon.
Claude Giroux is
Anze Kopitar.
No. Anze Kopitar doesn't make the ballot. Not in my book. No way.
Connor McDavid.
No.
Blake Wheeler.
No.
All
not
these
close.
people ahead of Claude Giroux.
No.
I'm just kidding.
101
Okay.
points? Get out of here. All right, go.
I'd say Giroux's. He's certainly worked his way up there. I don't think he's going to be a finalist.
I think it's going to be either him. The third guy is between Kopitar, Giroux, and McDavid. And that's who it's
I
going to be.
think they'll
It's gonna be
nominate
one of
McDavid for it, but I don't think he's going to win it.
because of how many points he had.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
don't think he's going to win it, though.
I wonder who, honestly, the Pearson Awards, that's the one that's voted by the peers, right?
The Pearson Award?
No, not Pearson.
Lindsay. Ted Lindsay.
Ted Lindsay. Sorry. I don't know. I was thinking Lester P. Pearson. Maybe that was what it was before the Ted Lindsay.
No, that's
No, there's a
something else.
Pearson Award. I just don't know what it's for.
Okay. Never mind. Okay. Winnipeg, Minnesota. We knew about this last week, but we didn't dive too much into it. We knew that Ryan Suter was out. However, looks like Jared Spurgeon was taking line rushes today and could be back as early as tomorrow.
Didn't he mess up his groin?
Yeah,
Dangerous
could be
game,
playing.
Minnesota.
Playoffs. People play with, like...
Yeah,
anything.
let's use Patrice Bergeron in 2011.
Broken hands.
Ruptured lung, broken hands, busted foot, anything under the sun. Bergeron had it. The only reason he was living was because every shift they injected him with air.
2015.
Adrenaline.
2015, Angela had a sports hernia the whole series. He
Yeah,
played.
sports.
And
What's
Trouba
that?
was hurt as well.
Everyone plays hurt.
Did you
I'm
guys
just
see
saying,
all the
yeah.
injuries
That's
Sean
true.
Monahan had? He's having
Hold on, I
4
wrote it down.
surgeries.
4 surgeries since the end of March. Both hips, groin, wrist.
Still would have played in the playoffs if they made it.
They only
He
shut
would've
him,
found
the
a
only
way.
reason they shut him down is because they got knocked out.
Yeah. So obviously, I think the biggest narrative with this series is, can Winnipeg win a playoff game?
It's going to be tough. I mean, they're going in against a team that's experienced in winning a playoff game. Tough. Now, last time Connor Hellebuck made playoffs was in college. That's a while ago. It's a little while ago. And college playoffs, little different than the NHL. And by that I mean more pressure in college. More pressure in college. It affects your grades. It does. We all know it. It's the NCAA.
Can I ask you a question? When's
Yes.
the last time Bruce Boudreau won a playoff series?
Won a playoff series? It's not about winning series. We're talking about just getting the wins.
Sorry, when was the last time the Minnesota Wild didn't play the Chicago? Realistically,
You mean they don't play the best team in the West? I don't know. A long time.
weird, because Minnesota's probably looking at the standings like, oh well, Hawks aren't in it, so we have a chance, and then they have to run into Winnipeg first, and it's like, well, we have no shot.
Winnipeg's bane right now.
They've got it's playoffs. They've got a shot.
They do.
Everyone who
they
makes
have a
playoffs
goalie that
has
can
a
get
shot.
hot, even if their D is depleted. They've got a goalie that can get hot.
The biggest thing, and I what I want to say at least, and I'll start it off, I guess, and then you guys can go, is how quickly Winnipeg's rookies to the playoffs can adjust to playoff hockey. Because you're going to have a team that has guys that are very, very tested in the playoffs. Like, these guys have played there. They know what to expect. Devin Dubnyk knows how to play in the playoffs, unlike Connor Hellebuck. You have the inexperience on your blue line with Trouba only having 4 games under his belt, Josh Morrissey never playing a game of playoff hockey. You've got
Toby Edstrom hasn't played a playoff hockey game
no,
either, that he remembers.
Dustin Byfuglien, who doesn't have a ton of playoff experience on D. Tyler Myers, who doesn't have a ton of playoff experience, did have some time with Buffalo. And then you have Ben Sherrod as well. Also doesn't have a ton of playoff experience. So that's your back end. And then your front end, then you have guys like Line and Ehlers, even Marchette. Like, there's very little experience here, and it's how quickly they can learn on the fly, because playoff hockey is much different than regular season hockey.
I would argue with you, though, that experience for sure, but put Minnesota's 6D and Winnipeg 6D. The Jets 6D has a lot more talent, in my opinion, than the Minnesota D does. So I understand experience, but at the end of the day, the Jets are a better team.
Well, they are.
So they
I'm not disputing
they're
that.
a better team. Yeah, and that's going to be the big question. How do they respond to being in playoffs?
Yeah. I'm not saying they were less talented. I'm just saying how do they come into the playoffs.
Everybody's
going
to throw they've never been there, they've never won a game. Everyone's going to throw that at them.
It's the adjustment period is what we're wondering about. I think they're well equipped though, because
there might be one
of all the arenas to be playing playoff hockey in and having a crowd behind you. I would say Winnipeg's probably in the top 2 in playoffs. The other one, in my mind, being Nashville currently. Both out of the West, out of the East.
Maybe Flyers,
but they're not Winnipeg loud.
Yeah,
they're raucous, but they're not loud.
Well, and
that's fair.
I think something that's lost in the
Florida.
Shuffle,
hey, you know what? There's a great deal behind the away goalie. It's $10 because you're actually looking at plywood.
I think
never forget.
I think what is lost in the shuffle here is that the Jets finished second in the entire NHL this year. The only team better than the Jets was Nashville. Yep. They had 114 points, which in most years that's the best team in the league. That's a lot of points. They're a very good team.
But how do President's Trophy teams do in the playoffs?
That's why Jets they had the
chance.
I
know. That's all I'm saying. That's
not great. And guess what? They didn't win it, so they're fine.
Yeah, I know.
Nashville.
Oh yeah. Okay, I was like, what? Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm hesitant because I think Dubnyk can get hot. I really do. I honestly think the Jets have too much talent not to win this series. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, and in my unbiased / biased opinion, the only team where I'd say the Jets might not win, Nashville. I think they can beat anybody else.
Fair.
Well,
so
either conference, it doesn't matter. I think the Jets can beat any. You know what? I think they can beat Nashville. It would be tough, but.
Okay. Well, we've seen them. We know they can beat every team in the NHL.
I think they're good, and I don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens tomorrow night. Let's see what happens.
Oh yes, tomorrow. Are we doing picks now?
Let's see what happens.
Are we going in, or do you have anything else to say?
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is that I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk.
It's going to be a pie walk, you think?
I think some people think it's going to be a little easier than it is, just because they look at the teams and they say, well, we were so much better than the regular season. Our point differential is much better. This, that. Like Dan said, Dubnyk can get hot. If this was the thing about the Jets is they can score goals very easily. They have 3 lines that can get you a timely goal. They have abundance of talent everywhere throughout their lineup. The difference is how does a team fare when they're up by 1 goal in a 3-2 hockey game, and how do they play shutdown defense in that scenario? I'm not saying they can't do it.
Well, and honestly, if you watch the Jets this year, at the beginning of the year, you would have said they can't do it. They did it all year. So I think they've learned. Like they are totally comfortable going into a third period up by a goal and not pressing for another goal.
I think they're
perfectly comfortable holding
one
the lead.
loss this year after 3.
Yeah, like 41 wins and 1 loss or something. Yeah, it's
no, they haven't held the lead after 2.
Or no, not 40, but it's
21.
Like 21 maybe.
Yeah.
I thought it's a pretty ridiculous stat.
But that was their kryptonite. They were up 3 games against Anaheim after 2 periods and lost.
You know what? It might have been 41. They won 50. They won 52 games, and they did not trail in the third period very often.
No, but if it's tied in the third period, it was the 21 wins.
Yeah, they were up a lot of the times. I don't know. I would have to.
41 times you're up after 2 is a lot of hockey. Okay.
Well, if we're talking about 40s, I'll just rattle this off. I know Dan mentioned it last week.
Oh, yes.
Hellebuck earned his 43rd win of this year. couple games ago and matched a single-season NHL record for most by a U.S.-born goaltender, a mark set by Tom Barrasso in 92-93 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. What did those Penguins do that year?
Ha!
Didn't win the cup.
They did win the cup.
No, not in
You know
93.
what?
Montreal won.
Oh, my
And
God.
Pittsburgh didn't
You
even
know
make
what?
it to the Stanley
You know-
Cup final.
You know what that means now?
Jets aren't making it there either.
Maybe.
Were they 41?
You know what? I was wrong. They did not win 41 games when trailing after the second period.
When leading after the second
When
period.
leading after the second period. They did not.
Oh, no, it's a bigger number.
They won 42 games.
Holy shit.
42, 1-1.
Oh,
Beating-
yeah. They were
when-
41 going into Chicago and then beat Chicago.
42 wins.
That's
When
nuts.
they led going into the third period in over half their games this year.
That's a lot.
So what they want to do is have the lead going into the third period.
If they're trailing going into the third period, they're screwed. Because they only won 3 times.
Well, that's most teams.
What about a tie?
But they only trail going into the third
It
period
means like
20 times.
7. That's impressive.
They're 7-3-6 when tied. So if they're tied or
Just have the lead.
yeah,
Well,
they're fun. They're good.
okay.
They're golden.
Have the lead, keep the puck. All right, we're doing picks.
Yeah.
Dan,
Good.
who's going first?
I'll go first because I'm a Jets fan.
Oh,
I'm kidding. You guys can go first.
no, you go. Well, we know who you're picking, but we want to know the
I'm going
games.
to pick the Jets. I think they're going to win in 6.
Jets in 7. Yeah, I knew you had the
Minnesota
Minnesota.
Wild. Minnesota
Yeah.
Wild at 6.
In
Hold
6?
that flow.
Yeah.
Hold that flow, Granlund.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
can't
playing the
see.
odds, guys. Just
Yeah.
playing the odds.
With
I
no
knew you
D-
both were going to go
With
Jets.
no
I'm gonna
D,
go-
good luck with that one.
Hey, miracles
You're
have
just
happened.
missing Ryan Suter. Hey, you know what? Pittsburgh won last year without Letang.
Yeah. Letang,
Minnesota's not Pittsburgh, so
I know, they're better. They're putting Jordan Greenway on the back end.
and not
He's been practicing.
not to get the hype train rolling too much, but NHL did their NHL 18 simulation of the playoffs today.
Of course he did.
Guess who won the Stanley Cup?
Yeah,
Winnipeg
Toronto.
Jets,
Who'd they beat?
Boston, 7
Boston.
games,
but they had Vegas going to the conference finals. So
which I don't.
Hey,
think is
well,
gonna
don't
happen,
tease what you're picking.
And
Jeez, guy.
if you want to test the validity of this, last year they had Nashville winning the Stanley Cup, and they ended up losing in the finals. So,
So you're telling us...
telling you there's a chance.
to
I'm saying
read
there's a
into a video game
Hey,
simulation.
I do it all the time.
I'm saying I'm saying there's a chance.
Okay, all right. What do we got next series?
Nashville, Colorado. Colorado sneaking in with a 5-2 win over St. Louis, the final game of the season.
With no goalie and their top defenseman done.
Are we making our picks? Or are we going to talk about this at all?
Well, not their top defenseman, second defenseman. Tyson
Well,
Barry's
yes.
better than Eric Johnson.
Are we making...
All I'm gonna say is Nashville, just don't get beat by Bernier. Like, just don't. Like, everyone wants Winnipeg, Nashville. Everybody in the hockey world wants it. Nobody doesn't want
I
this
was really
series,
looking
except
for-
maybe Bettman.
I was-
Bettman might be the only one that wants Minnesota, Nashville.
I was really looking for Minnesota, Colorado, to be honest. I really
Oh.
want that
Again?
rivalry to
Again?
ignite.
Yeah.
It was riveting the first
Yeah.
time. So,
When the team that everyone's like, well, they can't play defense, got hemmed in their zone for literally 38 minutes a game.
it was incredible. It was incredible
Yeah, fun
hockey
time.
to watch.
Fun times. Yeah, 2-1 hockey games by the Minnesota Wild.
Who
But
doesn't love that
on the
hockey?
flip side, though, nobody thought Colorado would be close to the playoffs this year. They made the playoffs. Nobody thinks they're even going to win a game in this series. They've got nothing to lose. That
Well-
can make a team dangerous.
Yes and no.
Not having your starting goaltender against arguably the best team in the NHL, though, or the best team in the NHL, that's not going to help you very
When
much.
your top D-men. also
They
not gonna
are
help.
predominantly a one-line team, offensively. Their defense doesn't scare anybody.
And that's Nashville. What about Colorado?
I know, eh? In this series, I don't know that I want to be as bold as what I want to do
Dan, don't you do this evil. Are you...
because it's a really risky move to pick this because it could change in one game, but I really, really want to go Nashville in 4.
Oh.
That's not.
Dan, I thought you were going to say Colorado. I was about to walk home. I'm out. See you
I
later.
really want to pick it. I'm going to go Nashville in 5, though. I'm going
Okay.
to give the Avs 1 game.
It's okay.
1.
I'll take it.
Like Cam brought pop. This isn't very good radio at all.
It's great.
No, it's
Why
not.
With a chainsaw.
Yeah, I get it, but you have to give
Oh,
context
no
to what
fun
you're
then.
doing.
Why do you have a chainsaw?
Because they're going to cut him in
Texas
half.
Chainsaw
4-0.
Massacre, not Tennessee Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, Nashville winning in 4.
Yes.
Oh,
I have
you're
Nashville
Going,
in 5.
you're going, so Greg and I have to pick a
Dan and I
player.
have to pick.
No,
Going against
No, I picked 5.
I picked
changed
5.
my mind.
Oh.
I didn't want to go sweep because knowing my luck, Colorado won the first game.
12% of games in like this era, I guess. So that'd be like 2009 to
Yeah.
now. 12% are sweeps. which is down
I don't-
quite a bit from the
I
previous
don't.
era.
I don't
Okay.
like computer boys. I don't care. They
Any-
said the Flyers were making.
Are there
playoffs.
any
Guess what?
untouchables
They're
on
there.
Nashville for players that we can't take?
No, they're all pretty spread even. I would say.
Greg, you can go, you can pick first.
You know what?
We-
I had on my sheet, I had Nashville in 5.
Goals and
With-
assists count for the same
With,
amount of points.
with Arvidsson or Johansson.
Yeah, pick one.
But instead of that, I'm going to say, you know what? Last year, he broke his leg. And this year, I'm picking him as my boy, Kevin Fiala.
You wanted.
Oh,
to get
I was
his
going
jersey.
Johansson. No, he didn't break his leg. He messed up his. Yeah. Okay. Fiala. Okay.
Yeah, jerseys for Fiala, hashtag.
Okay.
Still didn't get that jersey, did you?
I want one now. Because I saw how high up in points he is. I'm
He
like,
wears-
they could have used that last
wears
year.
the best number in the
So
league.
yeah,
56?
I'm gonna use
22.
the now since.
He wore 56 last year, now wears 22?
Yeah, he changed.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so there's no
Didn't know.
untouchables, right?
No,
Correct.
just take Philip Forsberg. I don't care. Or
And
Victor
it's,
Arvidsson.
we never said it had to be on the team that wins.
No. Oh, you're going to take Nick McKinnon.
Damn right I am.
Oh, that's a good pick, Dan.
I don't know
That's
though.
a
In 5
good
games,
pick.
can you
Greg wish
outscore
you
a
would
whole
have
team?
thought of that.
Nah, you know what?
No, because it's
has to
hashtag
get more
jerseys
than-
for Fiala.
Yeah, you know
Kevin
what?
Fiala.
I'll do it. McKinnon.
Yeah, what are you kidding me? It's
I'll do
Kevin
it.
Fiala,
I'll do it.
guys. Watch
fine.
Kevin Fiala have like 30
Hey,
points.
you know what? He scored a lot of goals against the Jets. This
Hey,
year,
who
so-
would have guessed Colton Sissons would have had 6 playoff goals last year? No one. Kevin Fiala, this year's Colton Sissons in the first round.
Who would have
6
guessed
goals.
Colton Sissons was in the NHL still? Not me.
Yeah, he's on
I've
a
seen
pretty,
him. I've
pretty
seen
good
him.
fourth line for
Not bad.
Nashville.
Not bad.
Okay. The Vegas goal. Oh, wow. I can't say it. Like, I can't.
Why?
Get my, it shouldn't have happened.
It did.
Vegas
We
Golden
knew
Knights
this 6
versus
months
the
ago.
Los Angeles Kings in the first round, a 1-4 matchup. What are you pulling out of your bag
I'll
of
be
props?
descriptive now. I'll be
Okay.
descriptive.
Cam
You-
brought props for every series.
You guys have to pick yours first.
No,
get
well,
that.
I want
Oh,
to do.
go-
I want to do analysis of this series.
Oh, you're
first
doing
before we
analysis
get-
for? Okay,
get
that's fine. I just had to make sure it's ready to be grabbed.
there. Okay.
Okay.
So, because I feel like just going straight into picks just doesn't give it enough sizzle.
Okay.
Right? Just doesn't let it simmer. So, the biggest thing that I noticed in this series going into it is once again experience. You have a wealth of it in LA and not so much in Vegas. The difference is you have the depth of the Vegas Golden Knights versus the lack thereof of the Kings. I'm not saying depth as a team, Vegas is a defense by committee, score by committee type team. They don't have that 1 or 2 lines that just throws everything at you. Sure, William Karlsson got over 40 goals this year. That was fantastic. But they don't have that, like, they don't have the Kopitars, they don't have the Carters, they don't have the Toffolis. Los Angeles Kings have 2 very good scoring lines. After that, they're much weaker. But Jonathan Quick and Drew Doughty are something else in the playoffs. And they're scary. And it's going to be up to how well the Vegas Golden Knights can contain that team and contain guys like Doughty because they are series changers, and if they can get to Quick early. And it's also going to be interesting to see which Marc-Andre Fleury we see. Is it the Marc-Andre Fleury that should have been the Conn Smythe winner last year for the Pittsburgh Penguins? Or is it going to be the Marc-Andre Fleury of the 2013 playoff series against the... or 2012 playoff series against the Philadelphia Flyers, where he let in like every goal. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. I right now have LA in 7 games. I think this is going the distance just because the teams are actually pretty even throughout the season series. I think it was 2-2, and I think that there might not be, like you said, Nashville and Winnipeg, like this building is going to be rivaling that because I could not imagine how much of a party Vegas is going to be when those games are at home. And even on the road, they're going to have road, street parties.
There's gonna be a lot of road fans there too. You gotta keep that. In
It's
mind.
gonna be
They're
great.
keeping them out.
They're trying to.
I know.
They're
The
trying.
Knight's vow.
Yeah, it's a
Come on.
Knight's vow.
They're trying.
But regardless
It'll
of
be loud.
that,
It'll
this
be
is
loud.
going to be... I think this is my favorite series outside of... this is my favorite
Your
West
boys.
series. Well, my favorite West series. Because I know what to expect from Winnipeg, Minnesota. Nashville, I know what to expect. This one is just such a wild card that I kind of tossed a coin today and picked LA.
Well,
so.
and it's kind of nice because it's kind of that series where you're like, it's going to be good, and you don't really care who wins, right? Like you'll be fine either way, right?
And the crazy thing is like I said, no one's really expecting Vegas to go anywhere. They're not expecting them to win the first round. They're really not expecting them to win if they get through the first round to win the second round. Like if they make it to the conference finals, that would be unbelievable.
But we've been saying that all year. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing that. This guy shouldn't have this many goals. This guy shouldn't have this many points. They did stumble the last month of the season, though. They did not win as nearly as much as they were. And they have depth, but they don't. Vegas has depth where it's like they're getting a lot of production from guys that they shouldn't be getting production from. They don't have depth like, say, Winnipeg, where they have 50-point scores on their third line. There's a difference between having star depth and just getting production from random sources.
30 or 40-point guys hidden everywhere across
You know,
the lineup.
like I'm pretty sure every guy in that team, aside from James Neal, probably hit a career high this year. I mean,
yeah,
it's,
right?
I think they're going to put up a good fight, but LA, I think the Kings can shut them down, and the Kings allowed the fewest goals in the NHL this year. I think they can shut down Vegas. My pick was LA in 7 as well.
Okay. Now, I don't have dice at my house. I couldn't find any. So visually, I'm about to pull a snake out of Vegas. Snake eyes. Get it?
Okay.
But I also have a foam sword.
For the
So I'm
Knights.
going Vegas in 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reason being?
Reason being,
Yeah.
I just want the good time to keep rolling.
Okay.
And it's one of my many rules of
Plot
picking
hole.
hockey. Never the Kings. So.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
I have a plot hole, though. Kings also use swords.
Oh, no. Then guess what? This snake has eaten the sword.
Okay, so we
Gone.
have
No
to...
sword.
You must have had so much fun with your toys as a kid.
I have
You
a
could-
Snapchat corner, actually. I just have a bunch of toys for when I make Snapchat videos.
So Greg and I
Well,
need
you
to
got rid
pick
of your
a...
Snapchat.
Well, now we just have toys in a corner. It's real
Alright.
sad.
I'm taking Jeff Carter.
Okay. Are there any untouchables before we get going?
No.
No, come on, no.
I will take Kopitar.
Ooh, well.
Didn't want to go William Karlsson. Okay, fair enough.
Kopitar, like...
While Bill is about to
And-
be humbled in the playoffs.
It was a tough
Yeah.
choice.
So Anaheim San Jose caps out our final series of the Western Conference. As Cam gets his prop ready, I'm just gonna give my 2 cents about the series.
Oh, yeah, no,
and,
I wanna give
and,
my
and
2
Cam's gonna pick first.
I really
Um,
hope you pull out a duck and then a huge shark and then the shark eats the duck.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
So this is
I'm not saying you're going to pick the Sharks, but
This is a perennial matchup. These two teams have been in the playoffs for years. We know what to expect out of both of them.
They're going to beat each other
The
up.
one thing is there is an X factor on the San Jose Sharks, who has never really had a real taste of playoff hockey.
He's never had a taste
Never,
of
ever.
playoff hockey.
You're right. And
There's
I think
real good players who wear the same number who have never had taste of hockey in the
playoff hockey.
playoffs.
Who's the one for?
Taylor Hall?
Well, oh, I thought you were saying for Anaheim.
No, that's true.
Never mind.
I don't think they have a number 9
No.
to my knowledge.
they might.
But it's going to be, as I was listening to XM satellite radios on the way here on the NHL
fancy.
network.
Look at this guy.
Well, new car, new life, new me.
New me. Yeah.
They were talking about how, like, Ryan Getzlaf is going to just murder whoever he's faced off against in the first round at that opening draw. It's going to be him versus Joe Pavelski just mutilating each other. Like, that's what's going to happen. They're just going to beat the living crap out of each
Do
other.
you think hey, Joe Pavelski looks up, he's like, oh, good. That's not Ryan Getzlaf. Oh, no, it's Ryan Kessler.
Yeah,
It never ends.
I think the big bad Anaheim, though, I don't think they're not nearly as intimidating as they were.
They're the big bad Anaheim, but they're slower Anaheim. And that's...
They're still fast on the back end. Like, their back end is still good. It's exactly that. They're older. They're a little bit slower. And I think San Jose, personally, I think the way their team's built is, like, they've gotten way better since Joe Thornton was hurt. No offense, Joe. But you have speed in Couture, Hurdle. Then you have guys like Timo Meier. You have Dunskoy, Tierney,
Well, I mean,
LeBanc, who is this out of nowhere guy I didn't even know was on the team. I looked, I was like, oh, he has 40 points. They have so many 40-point guys. And I didn't even mention Thomas Hurdle. Like, they're deep.
you
I
didn't
think San
mention
Jose's deep.
the big free agent signing of Vander Kane, who's actually fitting really well there.
Well, I was free agent signing, you mean?
Or
Trade deadline trade.
Same thing.
I had mentioned
They
it earlier.
basically got him for nothing.
I
so
mentioned him earlier. when I was
well, we
talking.
didn't say his name.
Yeah, well, Vander Kane.
He's
Well, I
he's
don't-
like Voldemort.
he's fitting. He's fitting really well there.
And you have a defense that I think has gotten better this year. Brendan Dillon, who's surprised a lot of people. DeMello, he's surprised people, and they still have Brent Burns, and the Pickles, Mark Edward Vlasic.
They're a good team
with Martin Jones in that. Personally, I still think San Jose is the team to come out of the Pacific, but we'll wait and see. What do you think, Cam?
I'm very excited. This is behind the Flyers and the Penguins. This is my most anticipated series to watch. I'm going to
kill each other?
Yeah. It's just going to be great hockey. Really? And the animosity.
Really?
The animosity between the two of them are there.
To me,
I won't be able to get to watch the Wild Jets because it's at the exact same time as Flyers Penguins, so I'm not watching.
This is one of the series I least care about.
Fair.
I don't know. I've seen it before. I don't think either team's a Stanley Cup contender. One of them's going to go to the second round. I don't know.
I like watching both teams play to begin with anyways. I like the characters on the team. I never disliked Evander Kane. Well, that's a lie. No, I did. But I always liked his game. Is what I'm getting at. And there are a few players on the Ducks that I enjoy watching.
Evander Kane is he didn't play his game a lot.
True.
He had this great game that he chose to not play very often.
But now it seems he's realizing as he's getting older, he's like, hey, I'm pretty fortunate to be playing in the NHL. I may not have too much longer left. Maybe I should listen to what my coaches have to offer. Maybe the fact that nobody
would give up a first-round pick for him at the deadline, and they basically had to give him away for nothing, maybe that was a bit of a wake-up call when he's like, oh, maybe I should get my you-know-what together.
There you go. And maybe he did. I like what they're doing. I just like both teams. So, are we doing picks now?
Go for it.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. One of you guys go first again.
Dan?
I'm going to take Sharks in 6. I think both these teams... Well, I think Anaheim more so than San Jose. Anaheim only goes as far as John Gibson. If he doesn't play well, they're not winning. So, Sharks 6.
Great.
No, I said you. I'm picking last this time.
Oh, you're picking last this time. Okay. Well, as I pull out of my bag of goodies, my good buddy Dale. He's a Dolphin, but he's cousins with the Sharks. Oh. Sharks in 6. Dale and Dante. Dale's a good guy. Dante's a bad guy.
Oh.
So when you get pecked in the head like that, I almost try to get a Greg. That's Dante.
Okay.
Dale's a good guy.
Dante
and Dale.
Okay. I also have the Sharks in 6.
Oh. No!
So we have a 3-way tie, which means that I want to do something fun.
Okay.
We each pick a player for the other person. So I have Dan's player. Dan can pick Cam's. Cam can pick mine.
Okay.
Most points you're doing.
Yeah.
Is anyone off limits? Because no one.
And I want to pick first for Dan.
I got to do some roster research.
Well, we're going to sue our guys. Is what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I have to.
That's the point, Dad. Okay, I get you.
I have to pick Evander Kane for Dan.
Oh.
I have to give.
That's a great pick.
That's fun.
He's going to score a ton of goals. Thank you.
He's not.
No, he's trying to help you.
I am.
That's a great pick
great.
for Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be as nice.
I get to pick for Greg?
Yeah.
Well, he's pretty... Okay, I'm not suing him then. I was thinking of another... I was going to...
Who were you going to
get? No, I won't say who I was going to pick. I'll give you Ricard Raquel.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
For Anaheim.
Dan, you could sue me. It's fine. It's okay.
I really want to. But
No, do it. No, do it.
Bad.
No, I'm doing it because I like Ricard Raquel. You could sue me because I'll tell you who I was going to pick for Greg.
Yeah.
DeMello, because I don't know his first name.
Actually, he's getting power play time. He has 30 points this year.
Who I really want to give
give it, and whatever he says, I'll take it. It's fine.
No, I'm not going to give you this guy.
They have to be on the active roster.
I really want to. Corbinian Holzer.
I'll take it. I will take...
You will get Andre Kasha.
Ooh, okay. Case closed.
A half sewer.
Actually, he's not that bad. He's
I know.
decent.
No, we all got pretty
deep. You got
the highest scoring guy in the series. I'm expecting a guy I've never heard of. I'm like, check that roster real quick.
Well, I was like, because Dan had so much hatred towards him. I'm like, I'm going to force
No, but that's a great, because it helps him win.
Yeah. I was like, well, I just have to. Okay. Now we move to the East. We get to have fun now. Because this is where the fun begins. With Washington Columbus. This is probably Columbus's dream matchup because they don't have to play the Pittsburgh Penguins, who they can't beat.
Let's just throw out the final night of the NHL season. Columbus and New Jersey sat all of their guys because the Philadelphia Flyers won 5-0, and they had one more point than both teams, so they were sitting in third. If either Jersey or Columbus won their game that respective night, whoever they were playing, they had to play Pittsburgh. Yeah. They both sat all their stars. They're like, no, wait, dude. Yours. Fine.
Actually, what happened was Gary Bettman phoned both Columbus and New Jersey and said, guys, we can't mess with fate. We got to see Claude Giroux versus Sidney Crosby again. The ratings are going to be off the charts. And then Vince McMahon phones in and he's like, think of the ratings. They're going to be incredible. I'm throwing steel chairs. I'm throwing ladders. It's a ladders, tables, and chairs match.
TLC. It is. But when I saw that, it's like, oh, New Jersey intends on scratching those guys. And I'm like, oh, I see how it is. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's how Columbus and Washington.
Probably the quietest Metropolitan Division win for Washington ever, because no one's talking about them.
I didn't even know who won. I knew it wasn't the Flyers.
So you got Washington, you got Columbus. I guess you guys can start picking.
Well, is Brandon Dubinsky healthy and playing?
I don't know.
Okay, I only asked that because if Brandon Dubinsky is healthy and playing, is he the kryptonite to Ovi like the kryptonite to Crosby?
There is no kryptonite to Ovi.
That is a great point.
I don't know one guy that can shut that guy down, except for Don Cherry.
I think they're just going to beat each other up, and it's going to be a fantastic series. I love watching
Tom Wilson versus Brandon Dubinsky. That's what we're going to see.
Tom Wilson versus anyone. He can do it. He's one of very few players who instantly, the moment he steps on the ice, all the Flyers just sit up a little taller and watch him, and they're like, like your dog looking out a window with another dog.
Oh, yeah. Dubinsky's healthy. He was out 6 to 8 weeks back in December. So he's good now.
Did you guys hear the tidbit that came out of Washington today?
No, give us that tidbit.
Braden Holtby is not starting game 1.
Yeah, it's going to be Philip Grubauer, because he was huge down the stretch for them. He was their guy. Is
that why he started?
Yes, because he actually backpacked this team in the Metropolitan Division title the same way that Keith Kincaid willed the New Jersey Devils into the playoffs, whereas Corey Schneider was just kind of bad. And goaltending is so weird because you have to be in, like Dan said about Devin Dubnyk earlier in the show, goalies can get hot, and right now Grubauer's hot. You got to go with a hot hand. Which is why last year when Pittsburgh took out Fleury to put in, what's their goalie? Matt Murray. I was like, why are you messing with the thing that's working?
That isn't it, but
it worked, and it still got them a cup. So I'm stupid. And
from Washington side though, that's an incredible plan B.
Yeah,
Braden Holtby, good,
but with
beautiful.
Pittsburgh last year, Matt Murray was the better goalie. Like that's the difference. Braden Holtby's the better goalie here.
No, but we're saying that's a great plan B.
Yeah.
Sure, start and
go
go
with the hot guy.
And if it doesn't work,
Braden Holtby.
Yeah.
He squirts water in the air and counts the droplets.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried squirting water in the air? I close my eyes. It's going to hit me. I don't want that.
It's terrifying when it does.
Yeah, it's gross. Are we doing picks or any more analysis at all?
No, you guys can pick.
Okay, Dan, I'll let you go first then, because I have to find mine. Oh, mine's here. I got a plastic Louisville Slugger. They're going to beat each other up. I'm taking Washington in 7.
Okay.
I won't pick. That's good.
Why do you have a plastic one? Like the wood one would have been just
because I can tell you the backstory as to where I got that one. That's really weird shaped. Like look at the big part at the end compared to the skinny part at the bottom.
That's how a bat is.
No, usually bats the big part starts. Either way.
No, you're thinking of softball bats. This is like a
wiffle ball
wooden bat.
Oh, that.
This is how they're designed.
Oh wow!
And it's a small shaft that goes into a big barrel. Oh. That's the way it works. That's how a bat is made.
Well, I don't play those sports.
And then actually it's supposed to be like a little bit of an indent in the bottom. Plastic. So they've done a very good job of replicating what a Louisville Slugger would look like.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah.
The reason I bought it is because I was in the States for a weekend with my family when I was younger, and I walked across the parking lot to Walmart, and I bought a bag of wiffle balls and a bat, and I was hitting it into the parking lot and chasing them down. And that's it.
That's Cam's childhood in a nutshell.
Yeah. Playing by myself with a bat and a ball.
Hey, I did it. They're not even ashamed of it.
No shame. Dan, what's a pick?
I'll take Caps in 6. I think this is Washington's year that they're going to get by a certain other team.
Oh, well,
finally.
Spoiler alert on this.
Well, and I also,
you mean through the second round?
I also think that this is a year that Washington's year that they have to, or otherwise I don't know if they will.
We stay it every year.
I want...
We know what we all want.
I want a cup for Ovi. I do.
Okay.
Okay. Much as I want a cup for Ovi. It's not their
You're
cup.
a monster.
I'm going Columbus in 7.
Ooh, nice. There we go. Oh, I'm okay.
And here's the thing: is it's a win-win for me. It's a win in the sense that if Columbus wins, then I get a point.
Yeah.
It's a win for me in the sense that if Washington wins, I get to see Ovi in the second round. Versus,
Do you know what's an amazing
You're playing
stat?
the odds. You're playing the odds. I get
You
it.
know what's
That's
an
all I
amazing
get.
stat?
Go.
Artemi Panarin is the first player in Blue Jackets history to have an 80-point season. I'm not even kidding.
what?
He's the
Seriously?
first player.
Rick Nash never did it.
79.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
At 18 years as a team, no 80-point score.
How many did the Jets have this year at 80?
Just one.
Just one? Okay.
Wheeler at 91.
91.
Yeah, okay.
Line A at 70.
Damn it, Line. Come on. So close.
Gotta pick up your socks.
I guess.
Liney hit 40 though, right? He had 44?
44 goals.
That's for
No 50-goal score this year. Thanks, Ovi.
Yeah,
49.
geez. Yeah, I scored 2 in his final game. It's like getting you going in with 47. You're
Who
like,
was
oh,
he
okay.
playing?
Metro team.
Pull your goalie.
Yeah, just let it
be a
happen.
homie. Come on.
Let it happen. He needed a hat trick and he gets 2 goals in the first 2 periods. And you're like, well, it's gonna
Come
happen.
on, boys.
It's like when Stamkos got his 60th in Winnipeg. Everyone's like, well, yeah, we know that's gonna happen now.
Yeah, here we go.
And then I was there. Everyone went,
Hey!
And we all started clapping. Yeah, I was there too. It's sweet.
It was good.
Next series, Tampa Bay, New Jersey. New Jersey squeaks into the spot, second wild card spot off the back of Keith Kincaid and Taylor Hall. First time playoff appearance for Taylor. Also first time playoff appearance for Nico Hischier.
As well as half the players on the Devils.
Right.
I'm just saying that Nico Hischier's in his first year as New Jersey Devil and in the NHL, and he's already playing in as many games as Taylor Hall.
While we're at it, I mean, Miles Wood is his first playoff too.
Hey,
So.
Chipsy.
Same with William Butcher.
Will Butch.
Will Butch.
Yeah.
The Butchman.
Either way.
But what do we call him? The Axeman or something? It was like the weird. You were calling him something so weird at the start of the year.
Either way,
He's
this
fantastic.
is a very odd series in the sense that Tampa Bay hasn't played good hockey in about a month. Vasilevsky looks off his game, and you have New Jersey who's been playing playoff hockey for last month and a half. And they probably have the player that's going to win the Hart Trophy this year
Oh,
on their
Taylor
team.
Hall.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting.
You have a hot team who wants it in New Jersey.
Against the team that should have it but hasn't really shown it. lately.
Because they've known they were in the playoffs for what, like 2 months left in the season.
Wondering
They're,
if John
pretty
Cooper gets
sure.
his troops together in this game.
But they...
The troops or the triplets?
The troops together.
Like the guys rallied.
Yeah, get the guys rallied
If you
because
can't
sure
get
he's
your
gonna
guys rallied
try.
for playoffs,
because honestly, I think if they lose, and it's very viable they could lose in the first round to the New Jersey Devils. I think he's gone, personally.
Let's put it this way. They were in first place in that division for 4 months straight. They had to win the division by Boston losing a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had to let... It wasn't in their hands. And they were ahead for 4 months, so...
don't you like leaving things in other people's hands?
It's great.
Like the
Leaving
Flyers
things-
barely making a playoff
You know
because
what?
of the last.
You know what? I have to have one series where I go bold, so I'm Devils in 7.
Nice.
I think Tampa, they're a great team. I wouldn't be surprised if they won, but I think they're just going to... I think the slide they went on, I think they're not going to get out of it. And I think, like you said, the Devils want it more. They just want it more.
I think Tampa Bay in 5. I think they figure it out, and I think they get there. Okay. Did I ruin your pick?
Maybe.
Okay.
As I pull out of my hat from the NHL All-Star game.
Oh,
All-Star game, dude! All-Star game. A tribute to Victor Hedman. The captain. Not captain, but the I'm wearing a pirate hat.
Okay.
Description.
So,
Tampa in 5 as well.
okay, I'm taking Braden Point.
Dude,
Braden
he didn't even give me a
points.
chance.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna take a cool. I want to take a cool dude too. I'll take a Yanni Gourde, 37.
There you go.
You go.
There you go.
We'll go to the Young Boys.
So
Young Boys Club.
Yanni Gourde was actually my next pick, but I was
Oh.
like, no one's going to take Point.
I
No
guess
one.
you could say Greg's going for the point.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Why not?
So,
I tried looking for a
what
lightning
would
bolt.
you rather cover next? Pittsburgh, Philly.
We'll do
Toronto?
Pittsburgh, Philly. We'll leave Toronto to last.
Okay. I
I'm
appreciate
wearing
it.
a Philly jersey, so
Yeah.
clearly you know who I'm picking.
So, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh.
Season
This is the
series,
series
tell
that
'em.
people want.
Tell them the season series.
I don't
right?
even know what it is. Is
4-0.
it 4-0
4-0
Flyers?
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh scores
Seriously?
5 goals in every game.
Oh,
every game.
no.
Philly scored 4 or 3 goals in every game. So it's not
That's
that
pretty much how it was when they played in 2012 in the playoffs, though.
Expects a lot of goal scoring.
There was a lot of goals
by
and a
both
lot of
sides.
fights.
A lot of goals, lots of fights. But see, the animosity isn't really as much as it used to be because I think they've grown to respect each other in terms of like. I think honestly that World Championships that Giroux and Crosby played on a line together. I think that's what really slowed it down.
10 minutes of the first period, that will change.
Wayne Simmons hit on Brian Rust first period. Brandon Rust.
Brian Rust?
Is it Brian Rust?
Brian
or
Rust.
Brian Rust? Okay, I was right the
Or
first time.
Kunakal.
Kunako.
Yeah.
Or
Swear.
Connor Sheary. It's going to be Wayne Simmons just decking Connor Sheary, and then all shit's going to break loose. It's been great.
I'm kind of worried that, I think we're all hyping it up so much, and I think the game's changed a lot in the last few years, and the fighting and the rough stuff's not what it once was. Having said that, I really hope it's as entertaining as what 2012 was, because that was
Fantastic.
phenomenal.
Yep.
Just give us 7-6 hockey games.
And I'm really mad that they're on the same time as the Jets games.
Same day, same time.
Those are the two series I wanted to watch, like the most, and it's whatever.
Now, the biggest
I'll
burning
keep you
question,
updated on my end.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
how many goalies does Philadelphia play? How many different goalies do they use in this
How
series?
many do they have?
Hold on. You know what we were joking about Nick Foles, Case Keenum getting like friend zoned so hard by the Vikings because he just went out and signed Kirk Cousins. Okay, so Peter Mrazek played not efficiently, but he showed up and he played so many games with them. Last game of the season, Brian Elliott plays and gets a 5-0 shutty against the Rangers. I think Elliott's announced to be starting.
So my question, though, is do they go through all 3 goalies? Is Neuwirth healthy, first of all?
I think he's...
So do they go through all 3 goalies?
Yeah, 100%. They're going to use 3, whether it's Neuwirth or not, or Alex Lyon. They're using 3.
Or can they bring up Hart, or is it too late?
Carter Hart is in the playoffs with the Everett Silvertips, so I don't believe he can play right now.
But, like, after?
Oh, sure, after. I mean, if they advance,
all
yeah,
you need,
definitely.
all you need is a junior goalie against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Because Tristan Jarry's going to play at some point.
Oh, because
Yeah.
Matt Murray's hurt?
No, because Matt Murray's going to get pulled. Because it's going to be chaos on ice, and it's going to be great.
I'm very excited for this series. Yeah.
The one thing I don't get,
Go.
you have Philadelphia, Pittsburgh on at the same time as Winnipeg, Minnesota. Yet they give Winnipeg, Minnesota to the specialty channel of Sportsnet and give Philadelphia, Pittsburgh to CBC.
Well, and then in the States, it's NBC.
Well, I think.
Yeah, but why?
I think.
Well, I could tell you that-
Sportsnet probably overrides CBC, and they want the Canadian team.
And
No,
NBC,
because-
NBC, CBC share the same camera feeds, and NBC is their main head office. It's in Philadelphia.
Oh, they share the same camera feeds.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
that would be 100% what the reasoning is.
Okay, because NBC,
Okay.
their main central office is in Philadelphia. The same.
Okay.
So that's also why Philly always gets like
NBC
10 to
yeah.
12 Saturday afternoon games at 1, and the Flyer players know exactly how to play afternoon games, and that's where a lot of their like
Wins
the
come
schmoz wins come from, because they'll play Minnesota, or not Minnesota, Winnipeg will be in Minnesota on Thursday, come to Philly for a noon or 1 p.m. afternoon game. That's how they get their schmoz wins.
No, because it has some Winnipeg fans being like, why aren't we on CBC? Why does Toronto get to be on CBC?
No,
But that makes
they want Sportsnet. Sportsnet would. I want TSN guys on it
Because
obviously,
Toronto
we're not
runs
going to
the
have.
whole entire Canadian hockey market. We know that.
No, but like Sportsnet, they're gonna bring. Well, I guess they only have the B side with Winnipeg because they're gonna have.
Let me put it this way.
Watch the NBC
Whether it's
feed.
Sportsnet or
Watch the
CBC,
NBC
it's
feed.
the same crappy announcers, so who cares?
Watch the NBC feed.
It's not TSN, so there you go.
Jim Houston's going to be fine. They're not using Bob Cole for the entirety of the first round.
Did you
What's
listen
his
to his
saying
call of the Jets and Penguins this year? He literally didn't know what was
I
happening.
don't care. It's Bob Cole.
He was tired, Dan.
Everything is happening.
Blake Wheeler's,
Oh boy!
Blake
What's he
Wheeler's
saying?
hat trick goal was off the face-off.
baby.
There you go.
He literally went in off the face-off, deked the pants off the tang, went top shelf. There was zero commentary from the drop of the puck till he scored, and all you hear is, "What's going on in Winnipeg?" Literally, that's what happened. You asked
And
me
that's why we need him.
Yeah.
Those types of calls.
It's about moments, Dan, and that's the
That's what
moment.
the playoffs are for.
Oh, what's the slogan for playoffs this year? Have we seen the
Are you
commercial?
in? No, I don't know.
That's Elise.
we are
That's
the-
Steve Dangle. How dare you?
We are the fifth line.
Hey, I heard the Flyers hashtag.
Extra attacker.
Okay, this is a Flyers hashtag for the playoffs, and you could totally tell they just schmozzed it and threw it in. Hashtag earn tomorrow.
Oh no!
Because I don't think they expect to be make it anywhere.
They gotta milk that.
Earn tomorrow.
What was their orange one? What was the orange one?
Orange Crush? No, that was it was Orange Crush, and
And
then
then
Edmonton
Edmonton stole
used
it.
it, jacked it up.
I think the Flyers slogan or the Philadelphia slogan should be hashtag at least we have the Eagles.
Grease the poles.
yeah, hashtag grease them. That's a hashtag, but it's great.
Could you imagine if the Flyers make it all the way to the Stanley Cup final?
No, this Dan said in a group chat, the city will burn.
Hashtag greasy hockey.
Greasy
Oh.
hockey, greasy hockey. Yeah, greasy.
Okay, picks.
I guess picks. Yeah.
Do it. Pick it. Come on.
I'm doing. No, you know who I'm
You
picking.
have to pick the
Okay,
Flyers.
Preface? Yeah, no,
Let
go.
Dan go first. We know what your pick is.
I'm really hoping that it's going to be a knockdown, drag him out. I'm going to go Pittsburgh in 7.
7. And I'm gonna pick Philadelphia in 6.
Greg, welcome aboard, buddy. It's gonna take an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
It's gonna take I'm holding a plastic arm and a plastic leg. It's gonna take an arm and a leg
You
to
really
win the
should have done
series.
video for this.
But Philly's winning in 6. Okay.
All right, so Cam.
It's the best props.
Okay, Cam.
You win.
Cam
Hold
gets to
on.
pick
We're
player
Shanna
first.
banning Giroux. We're Shanna banning Giroux.
I already know who I want.
You can pick first.
No, hey, wait. I want you guys to schmoz each other on this
No.
one. Come on.
No. This one, no way.
No.
You pick first. Go
Ivan Provorov.
for points.
No, D only now.
Oh, D only?
Yeah.
Oh, Ghost Man.
I'll give you Ghost Bear. No, I want to take your lover, Ivan Provorov.
You're gonna
Have
love him even more.
Have
He's
some
beautiful.
Have some gall and take the Gudis.
No,
No.
you out of your mind?
It's points, Dan, not penalty minutes.
I know.
Or
Do it.
suspensions, or
Do it.
fines.
You know what I can't wait?
He'll get an assist at
You know
some
what I
point.
can't wait when the Flyers get, I don't know, game 5, they're down by 1, 2 minutes left. Hack's still sitting here, he's like, you know who we need on the ice? Gudis and Manning. Go get him, boys. What are you doing?
The cross check to the face, just Gudis.
What? Or Manning, just a tomahawk swing to kneecaps. What is happening?
So
He
we
did
have a
that to,
4-2 lead.
Brian Little, yes.
We have a 4-2 lead. 2 minutes left. Gudis, Manning go out.
Get it.
Manning, 2 minute slashing penalty. Okay, Gudis, you're gonna go out with Andrew McDonald. You guys go. Gudis cross checking. And if I'm on 3, then there goes our 2-goal lead. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, all too well. I've seen it all too well. All season.
Too many times. All right,
Okay.
last series. Let's get going.
You couldn't win. You couldn't win. Florida could not beat Boston in the final. Or Boston couldn't beat Florida.
Did beat Boston. What are you talking
You had
about?
nothing to play for, Florida. You had nothing to play for, and Boston couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
No, they met in the. Brad Marchand met him, and he's like, "No wait, who did Boston play Florida? But they would have played who?
They would have played New Jersey.
Oh no, they were like, hey, you know what? We really love going to Gretzky's restaurant in Toronto. Do us a solid.
I think they realize that as long as they're only down by 3, they're fine. If they're down by 4, they're probably not going to win. But down by 3, wheelhouse.
You know what? I think Toronto just needs to be down by 2 with 1:30 left in a really important game, like a series clinching game, and they'll be able to score 2 goals, or down by 1 and score 2 goals in 1:30, and then they'll win the series. The same way that, the Boston Bruins blew a 1-goal lead with 1:30 left and let 2 goals in 1:30 to lose the Stanley Cup in the same playoffs where they beat Toronto after being down 4-1. So that narrative is dead. There's 5 players left on that Toronto Maple Leafs team.
Who are the 5?
Kadri, JVR, Bozak, Riley, and Gardner.
You know
Top
what?
pairing D. Never forget.
You know what?
Go.
I don't think it's dead. Greg seems pretty angry.
No,
he's
I'm
got-
just so sick of this thing. It was 4-1. Shut up. These teams are so different. Look at the cores. Like, as Nazem Kadri said, Mitch Marner was in middle school during this. Like, he was worried about who he was taking to the preteen dance to listen to some Pitbull.
It's called the Sadie Hawkins.
That's what he was concerned about. Not winning. That narrative is gone. What this series is going to be about. I'll let you guys go first, and then I'll go. Because I have some things.
You clearly are going to say something.
I don't think it's got. I don't think they're
No,
gone.
this
Greg's
is my
mad.
narrative. You got
It's very
everyone.
much
You
gone.
got to slay the beast. You got to do it.
Oh.
Washington has their second round beast, or also known as the Pittsburgh Penguins. Everyone. Winnipeg. They have Anaheim. You meet Anaheim. That's your beast. Not much of a beast.
No, not
but
like-
It's like
beast.
Calgary's beast is Anaheim though.
At the Honda Center. It's a building. They can't even walk in without.
They actually nobody on the team of the Calgary Flames owns a Honda just because they're afraid to go in it.
And they actually, like, whenever Calgary's in town in Anaheim, there's a tent right outside of the Zamboni door. They actually get dressed outside. They don't, and then they walk in. However, I'm very excited because obviously there's a lot of animosity in between the fans, the franchises, the players on this team. What narrows it down to me is Boston has the single best line in all of hockey, but everywhere else I think Toronto's got him. Maybe not D. Maybe D's a wash. But I think Toronto's got him in every other department. But now with all the hype, with all the media behind Toronto, and now you get Boston added in, it's time to see what can happen, what can go. And see, Toronto, they had Washington last year. They lost in 6. And then years ago, obviously.
5 overtime games.
No, I'm saying it was awesome. They were in it the entire time. I think this is the perfect test for Toronto. And if they overcome, why not us? Why not them? To anyone.
Why not the Buds?
Why not the Buds? Buds all day. We know how it is. Any hashtag. I think it's a perfect test. I think I would have rather Boston in the first round than the second or the third or not the conference final or in the Stanley Cup. That can't happen.
So who are you taking?
Oh, am I doing my picks now or not doing it? Okay. I'm taking Toronto in 6.
Okay.
And I'm wearing a Leafs hat, but I was just wearing it today.
That's the only prop you had for this series is a hat.
My Kessel shirt.
That's kind of a letdown to finish on a hat.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. My Kessel shirt.
You couldn't
is
even have grabbed
dirty.
a leaf from outside when you walked in and been like,
my
There
Kessel.
are no Leafs.
My Kessel shirt is dirty, and my Kessel jersey is being cleaned right now.
well, it's
In
It's
preparation.
funny that Greg says there are no Leafs because that's what's going to happen after my series is over. Just kidding, but not really. I think this is going to be close. I think it's going to be really close. I think they're very evenly matched.
He's gonna say 4-0 Boston.
I just like I like Boston. I think they're my favorite to go to the final in the East. I think they've got a very good team. I watched them when they were here against the Jets a few weeks ago. I didn't think much of them going into that game. They've got quite a good team. I'm gonna take Boston. 7 games. Game 7 is gonna go to overtime. It's gonna be a
heart
heartbreaker.
can't do it.
you want?
It's gonna be a heartbreaker.
My
It's gonna
heart
be
can't
close.
do it.
It's gonna be close.
Do you want our friend Greg to die?
No, I don't.
You just said your blood pressure is going to be through the
Oh,
roof
it's gonna
when
be.
Winnipeg and Nashville meet.
No, my blood pressure's going to be
Allegedly.
through the roof tomorrow at 6 o'clock when they play Minnesota. It's just going to
Hold
happen.
on, I just want. There's no need. I know I picked Minnesota. There's no need for your blood pressure.
Hey,
now let's do
Until they win the series,
Can you name anyone on their 4th line in Minnesota?
Daniel Winnick.
Oh no. Yeah, he's
Charlie
actually.
Coyle.
Charlie Coyle.
He's
Oh, he's the-
on
He's
the
like on their
4th
second
line.
line. Come on.
He's one of 5 guys
No.
I can name on that team.
In all honesty,
Martin Havlin, is he still there?
no.
Marion Gaborik.
Yes.
In all honesty, I think this series can go either way. I'm picking Boston because I know you guys are both picking Toronto.
I'm not picking Toronto. I don't know what you're talking about.
You already did.
What? Damn it. Yeah, I'm picking Toronto.
You got cuckolded there.
Yeah, Will Nye the scoring guy right there.
So, part of me wanted Tampa in the first round. I was like, yeah, Tampa would be great. A little bit easier. You get your feet wet. You're taking on a team that hasn't been playing well. But there's just something to be said that you could finally slay the beast that is Boston for this team. This is like the opportunity that I remember as a kid, back when Toronto would play New Jersey every year in the playoffs and lose to them every year in the playoffs. It's like the opportunity that Ottawa had every year to beat Toronto in the 4-5 series and never could. This is their chance to prove that their rebuild is on track. And it's truthfully time to show where they exactly are. Because last year, they were a surprise team. No one expected them in the playoffs, including myself. It was a treat. Of course, I could joke about it. They did, like, as good as they played, as awesome as they were last year, I didn't think they'd be in the playoffs. Never mind playing in a Game 6 and pushing that Game 6 to overtime in a series where there's 5 overtime games. They could have easily been swept. They could have easily have been up 4-2 at the end of that series. But they played Washington very well. Going into this series, it's going to be about how the Leafs approach this series, because we saw it a week and a half ago, or I guess just over a week ago, when they played Winnipeg. When a team steps in and plays physical against them, they kind of lose that speed, that quickness. And it's about being prepared for that, because that's how Boston, and the only way Boston can win this series, in my opinion, is if they engage in everything physically. Because this is a series, like when they met in 2013, one of the biggest reasons why Toronto didn't win is because Boston, when push came to shove in that third period, they knew what they could get away with. You had, I think it was Zdeno Chara had JVR on the ground, and he was just feeding him cross checks, and he's like, refs like looking at him. It's like, no, this is legal. And it's completely behind the play. It didn't matter, but it's just one of those things where you know what you can get away with in the playoffs. And that's what the Leafs have to overcome, is they have to realize that you have to push the boundaries sometimes. That's why you have a guy like Leo Komarov out there. That's why you have a guy like Nazem Kadri out there. So it's about being able to push the boundaries, seeing what they can get away with, and not losing their identity as this fast, high-scoring team. I have a lot of worries about how their defense is going to play, especially if you're planning to log 26-plus minutes for Ron Hainsey. And if this team gets in penalty trouble, all of a sudden, Hainsey's got to be out there a bunch. You got to have Zaitsev out there a bunch. And these guys haven't been great this season. So I'm hopefully optimistic that this team can beat Boston. They won the season series 3-1. I keep hearing, like, this Boston team, as much grief as we gave them for those 3 picks that haven't panned out, they've hit on a lot of others. Like, DeBrusk is one of those 3 picks. He looks great. They've got Donato, who's already fitting in and looking good. They have Charlie McAvoy, who is probably their best defenseman. And it's about how they can neutralize that first line. And can Kadri, Komarov, and whoever else, Brown, I guess, can they neutralize that top line? And that's going to be the toughest test for them, because we know Matthews is going to score. We know Nylander and Marner are going to be exceptional players. I have Toronto in 7. They're going to slay the beast and move on to the conference finals. Move on to the second round against Tampa. Sorry.
But we know your true thoughts now.
Well, I have them going to the Stanley Cup final.
Of course
Because
you do.
why not?
You have
No,
to.
because why
You
not?
have to.
Oh wait, you know what? Now that we're here,
Stanley Cup predictions?
Stanley Cup final prediction just for the first round.
Yeah.
Greg, you just said it. You have Toronto and
Nashville.
Who's winning?
no pick. Don't pick.
I'm
one.
not
No,
picking.
no,
We're not picking.
no, you have to pick a winner. It's
Like, my heart's obviously going to say
Just
Toronto.
take the Leafs.
But there'd be some type of poetic justice if they're like, there's a hailstorm and sleet that's covering Toronto, so they have to move the game to Montreal. Game 6. Oh no, Nashville wins. PK Subban gets to lift the cup in Montreal. That'd be great.
okay, Greg.
Greg, hold on.
Greg just went fantasy Vince McMahon. Stanley Cup final.
Greg's just willing to. He's willing to go through 2 months of ups and downs for that petty finish. If
That
there's
is the
ever,
ultimate swerve.
there's nothing more telling of a wrestling fan than what Greg just said. He's like, you know what? I'll wait another year for my team to potentially make it to the Cup final. Maybe, we don't know.
No, of course.
To rub it in the face of Habs friends. Suck it, Habs.
No,
Nice.
of course I want Toronto to win. Like,
And how many?
I think if Toronto and Nashville play, I think Toronto can pull it out in 6. I think they win it at home. Like, in truth fashion, this is probably, and this is what I was going to say regardless, this is probably one of the tightest years where there's no clear-cut, like, finisher. Like, I would not be surprised if it's Toronto-Winnipeg. Like, I would be surprised, but at the same time, like, it wouldn't shock me. Because I honestly believe the team that wins the Winnipeg-Nashville series in the second round, if that happens, which it should, but whoever comes out of that Central Division is going to the Stanley Cup final. And whoever comes out of Toronto-Boston is going to the Stanley Cup final. That is my true thought, because I honestly look at the rest of the Eastern Conference, the rest of the Western Conference. Toronto's a deep team. Winnipeg and Nashville are both deep teams, and Boston's a deep team. So, in all reality, that's probably the most likely of stories. Will it happen? Probably not. But yeah,
Dan, who you picks?
I agree with Greg. I think whoever wins the Nashville-Winnipeg series is in the final.
and clearly you agree with me. Whoever's in the Boston-Toronto one goes to the final, because you said Boston's going to the final.
I want to say
I said I think Boston can go there, but you know what? I'm gonna go a little bold here.
Oh.
Winnipeg Jets, Washington Capitals. Ovechkin gets his cup.
I would love that. I would love that.
I would love the Jets to win. I want them to win. I don't know if they're going to do it year 1, go all the way.
Please.
That's as close as I can go to the Jets winning the cup without bandwagoning it 120%.
But seriously, Ovechkin, there would be some justice in that. Here's why.
Patrick Laine outscores Ovechkin in the playoffs.
That's fine, and win Conn Smythe.
No, Ovi wins it.
There'd be some justice in that.
No.
Because let's rewind 9 years. What happened 9 years ago? Because Capitals
the
win.
Thrashers played the Caps and something
So
happened? I don't know.
Caps win in Winnipeg. Caps would win in Winnipeg Game 7.
How'd that happen 9 years ago?
No. This year. If you get Caps Winnipeg final, Game 7 would be in Winnipeg. Caps win in 7. Yeah?
No,
Doesn't-
because Caps are a division.
More points.
Doesn't matter. It goes
Oh, they go
The
points. I
Jets
thought they
have
go
home
division.
ice over everybody except for Nashville.
Okay, got it. So Game 7.
In Winnipeg,
Yeah.
Caps win.
Yeah. What's the thing here?
9 years ago, the Manitoba Moose played who? In the Calder Cup final.
The Hershey Bears.
Who are the Hershey Bears affiliate in the NHL?
Washington.
Who won that Calder Cup final game?
Hershey. I was there.
In Winnipeg, right?
Yeah.
There's your justice. There's the full circle.
Here's a
Swerve,
fun little sweet
swerve.
treat. Orlov was on that team.
No, here's the real swerve.
Perot was on the
Matthew
Hershey.
Perot
Yeah.
scores the game winner
Yeah.
for the Jets in overtime. Jets win the Stanley Cup.
In the MTL.
Guys,
Like, how that would be. Honest, I would love that. But
You know what? It's interesting because
we gotta wrap this up.
three different
Fine.
Stanley Cup winners here.
Pick.
Hold on. Toronto, East, West, San Jose. San Jose in 6. In Toronto, Joe Thornton. You should have stayed, Patrick. Kisses
Oh.
the cup.
oh no.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
And then everyone.
You're going for the petty win.
What?
You just went for the petty
It's
win.
Of course I went for a petty
It's
win.
fantasy booking. We have to.
Yeah.
That's right.
You just went for the ultimate
Okay,
petty
so
win.
I think we should end off. Or do you have anything
Well, no,
else?
we have other things to get to.
Well, we better
We got to go. What are the other things?
Okay, Frozen Four champions.
Oh.
University of Minnesota Duluth
2-1. Fantastic game.
over Notre Dame, right?
Correct.
And the other teams in the Frozen Four were Michigan and
Oh my goodness. Michigan.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
I like how we got that at the same time.
Same thing.
The New York Rangers fire Alain Vigneault,
No surprise.
and looks like they're gonna. Reports are saying Ilya Kovalchuk is looking to sign with the New York Rangers.
Great idea when you want to rebuild.
Yeah,
thought-
perfect idea. Bring in a
I
35-year-old
thought he was
guy.
coming back because he wants to win a cup.
Yep.
It
Well,
doesn't make sense for him either.
well, he hasn't been in the NHL in a while. He thinks the Rangers are still competitive.
Yeah.
Correct me-
Yager gave him.
Correct
some
me if I'm
intel.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure the KHL team that he plays for wears blue and white, and red. So maybe
He just loves the gloves, and they don't make him
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
The other thing, I just want to make a
Perfect.
quick note about Alain Vigneault. My personal opinion is maybe Montreal should try to get Alain Vigneault as an associate coach. I know it's a step down, but then you can tell him that when eventually we fire Claude Julien for the second
Into
time,
the sun this time.
they can at least get Alain Vigneault, who is probably the best option for them because he is a defensive coach who would actually make that team better. Regardless, the Sedins played their final game in Vancouver, and Daniel DeHenrick was the overtime winner at the 3:22 mark of overtime, which, if you look at it, is also known as,
233, I think.
sorry, 2:33 mark of overtime, which would also be the 22:33 mark of the third period. So they played their final game, and then they wrapped it all up in Edmonton and had a nice send-off there. Their kids on the bench to watch one final time. Fallen.
Future Cab, toss it in.
I've fallen. I've fallen.
Rasmus Dahlin gör 1-0 för Frölunda.
I've fallen. And I can't get up.
Chicago in 25th, Vancouver in 26th, Detroit 27th, Montreal 28th, Arizona 29th, Ottawa 30th, Buffalo 31st. Do you know what I take away from this? 3 original 6 teams in the bottom 7 in the league right now,
We're having a retooling season.
and 4 in the bottom 8. Just putting that one out there. That's all I needed to say.
Okay, Dan.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think we should end it off with a little video. This just came out. It'll be audio. It is the story of the Jets hashtag for the playoffs this year is "We Are Winnipeg," narrated by Chris Jericho.
Okay, play it loud and hold it by that speaker, please. Right there.
don't know what this is going to be.
I'm worried.
What is it like to be from here?
Terrible.
I grew up here. And I know what it takes to live in this place. A winter so fierce that only the strongest can survive.
And somehow people still want to move here.
This is our place.
That's unbelievable.
Home to the most passionate fans in the National Hockey League. When our storm unleashes its fury, nothing can stop it. The collective will of our storm will engulf all those who dare enter. This is our home. Our team is ready. Our storm is ready. It's time to unleash the fury, Winnipeg. It's the 2018 Stanley Cup Playoffs. Together, we are ready. And together, we are Winnipeg.
Not bad. What do you guys think of the hashtag We Are Winnipeg? I don't know. I think it barely nudges out the Earn Tomorrow.
That's a good one.
What's the Leafs one? Stand Witness? Buds all day?
I
Buds, buds, buds?
No, I think it's Stand Witness, which is fantastic.
Because you want to stand witness to what you're about to see.
Yeah.
All right, Greg, send us home.
This is a nice episode, so thank you very much for listening to it. As always, you can find us on Twitter at LastMinuteNPC. You can email the show, lastminutepc@gmail.com. You can check us out on YouTube, Last Minute Podcast, as well as take the podcast on the go with you, whether that is through your iPhone, through podcasts. If you decide to download that new iPhone update that apparently broke over 100,000 phones across the country. I'm
not going to do
a
it.
lot of people lost their audio, so they couldn't listen to us and take us on the go. So, go
So
exchange
it sounds
that.
a lot like this. Great teamwork, guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
So exchange your iPhone in for a nice Samsung or Google Pixel. We're
An
not sponsored.
Android via
An Android phone
I don't
because
like
they
Android
don't break
phones.
down.
They're too hard to use.
That's fair.
They're not though.
Dan knows what he likes.
Well,
I know
that's
what
fine.
I
And he just said he's not
I
doing
know
the
what I
update.
like.
Yeah,
I don't want
that's
to.
fair.
I don't want to
That's
change.
fair. So how do you find us on Android phones? You go to your Google Play Store, download your podcast app of preference, and search Last Minute Podcast there. That's how you find us.
Any app, any phone where you have to download an app just to play music? No thanks.
I don't need that.
I like my iTunes.
I did have to.
I like
both.
my iTunes.
I have Google
fair.
Play Music.
Or on iTunes, as Dan said.
What? Why do you have to download an app? I didn't have to
And
download an app.
Spotify.
Oh, well, you have to do that on iPhone too, though. Like I think you.
No,
just
you have Apple.
I just meant that they have iTunes on.
Oh,
on their
yeah, we
phones.
got music on that too.
Yeah,
All right.
like, Google
Well,
Play.
next time
So
you
why not?
hear us, you might.
Toronto's going to be up 3-0.
Hopefully, none of our teams are eliminated. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think it's mathematically possible for any of our teams to be eliminated because max number of games for one of our teams will be actually Winnipeg
possible.
could. When are well?
No, the Jets play next Wednesday, so unless we record.
no,
after-
next Tuesday they play
I thought it was Wednesday.
their fourth game. No,
So
because
they get
but-
every 2 days.
So
They
you
get
mean
every
that
two
they
days.
could play and they could already be in the second round in a week? is what
Could
you're saying.
be. Could be.
We'll see. We'll see.
Get one win first, Winnipeg.
They have to win a
one.
game. They have to win a game first.
Win one and go from there.
That's it.
You know what? It's funny because nobody in Winnipeg is assuming they're going to win this. It's everyone outside of Winnipeg saying, "Oh yeah, they got it." So really, in Winnipeg, we're still nervous. We'll believe when it happens.
We already know the Jets playoff theme song, "Be Humble" by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
They're like, sit down, be humble.
Okay, that's a terrible song.
Or Blake
Great
Wheeler.
song.
I'm just kidding.
Blake Wheeler's catchphrase: "Cut the shit, calm down."
Cut the shit, calm
We haven't even
down.
made the effing playoffs yet.
That's too long now. That's too many. That's
Hey,
the
I
entire, all the characters.
Well, he uses them all.
Hashtag cut the shit.
Yeah.
Winnipeg.
Hashtag CTS.
CDS got it. Isn't that like
Prob-
concussion
Yeah,
stuff too?
no, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
This is
All
gone,
right.
This has gone on for too
See you
long.
later.